In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP.
Good morning, Portugal, and I'd like to welcome you to another fantastic day.
Hey, Gumpers.
Hola, bom dia, alegria. Munson here with the Good Morning Portugal show, a live stream and podcast live this morning from Herdade de Meio, south of the river, the Margem Sul, here south of the capital, in the company of Bobby O'Reilly at Herdade de Meio. How are you today? Tudo bem? Como estás? Do let me know in the chat. It's nice to see you, Gumpers, keeping us company this morning already as we broadcast live from the marketing suite of Herdade de Meio. And we'll get a little bit of a tour later from Bobby, and he'll be around to answer a few questions on this very exciting development. Now, in progress as we speak, he's borrowed my hard hat. Actually, I borrowed his hard hat earlier on. If only to stop this rather unfortunate glow on my forehead here. It was a bad week to have a shaven haircut. Bobby, I need the hard hat back. Let's bring him onto the screen now. I haven't got my applause button, so please make some noise for Bobby O'Reilly. Good morning, Bobby.
Morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Nice to be in the warm here of your marketing. Yeah. If I could have a little bit of dust, please. On my brick dust would probably do it, wouldn't it? Bobby, this is amazing. As we drove up to the site this morning, it's up and out of the ground now, isn't it? Very exciting to see what's going on. How are you feeling about it all?
Great. To be honest with you, as you can see, it's well out of the ground. They're breaking up all the different structures now as well. There's a lot of action going on here. So yeah, no, very, very happy with it.
Fantastic. So give us a sense of scale then. What's being built behind you?
So right now behind me, we have about 50 villas already out of the ground with the superstructures already done and breaking them up. And then the last 20, let's say, already have the basement structures already gone in. And they're pouring concrete. We pour concrete every Tuesday and Friday. And basically...
Why is that? Why are there specific concrete days?
Because what you do is within the program, you have like the steel structures that need to be done within those days. So with the timing, we know what we have to have ready for the steel or for the concrete to come. So it's all very delicate sort of maneuvering of what has to happen before the concrete comes. So there's deadlines that the steel guys have to hit. So making sure that everything is ready, the form's ready, and so on. So when the concrete comes, so then it's a matter of just pumping it in, and they're gone. They're just lined up. They throw all the concrete out. Guys vibrate the concrete, and it's like a factory the way it works. It's really, really good.
Who doesn't like to pump it in and vibrate it first thing in the morning? Absolutely. So it's really exciting here. We laughed before, didn't we, about how you were a grown-up with your own Tonka toy set when all the diggers and trucks are moving around. Not only that, but you've got Lego now. It's like a full-size adult Lego kit. I mean, you're building basically it's a village here, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's a small community, I suppose, to sort of enter part of an existing community that's here, which we really like. And what we're doing is we're adding to the existing community. Number one, the uniformity of the villas are going to add an awful lot to the location, as in how the aesthetics of it alone is going to be very, very nice in the whole area, and sort of it's rising up the value of the area as well. But then when you consider the social side of it, what we're adding to the community as well with the paddle courts and the multi-court, the restaurant, etc. as well. So all these things add to the people that are already living here, and I think adds to the whole community. So yeah.
Yes, exciting. It's not gated, is it? I mean, this is a contribution and an addition to the existing community, and that kind of community that we absolutely love here in Portugal. And what's the reception been like from local people?
Very good, actually. Now that they see a lot of action on the ground here, we have a lot more people call here to the marketing suite to see what's going on, like, what's the cost of them? What are they selling at? They're trying to revalue what's my house worth versus this now, etc. So there is a lot of that going on, and they're very welcome to come in and talk to us as well. We like engaging with the local people, and we've had a great reception. We haven't had one negative interaction with anybody in the whole area, which has been fantastic. Typically, when you're doing a construction such as this, you might find one or two that might be a little leaves construction, but none of it. They've been great, to be honest. The local community here has been fantastic.
That is so good to know. So, when will these be ready? Do you think, or and are any of them still available for sale?
Yes. So really, we stopped selling a couple of months ago, just to basically let the development develop more. And we started a new marketing campaign now, really for September, October, November, sort of selling time, if you like. So we have a new gentleman who's joining the team from the sales. He'll be here in the sales office as well, picking out all the different finishes and so on, which I'll go into in a minute. But we hope to be putting even the solar panels as of from January on all of the villas. So we'll have all the villas sealed by the end of this year. That means windows and doors. Will start happening now very, very soon. The units will be sealed, and then we're actually starting to put the solar panels from January, February, March. The solar panels are going on, and the electrical infrastructure starts going in, then the second fix and so on as well. So it'll move quite rapidly after that, and we actually will have a show villa by the end of the year. So by the end of December, we'll have one villa completely finished out with everything. So in other words, you'll have the kitchens, the closets, the flooring, the tiles, so people can actually walk in and walk around an actual villa. And the idea is not just for the sales side of it, which is always great when people can see what's really there, but also for the finishing of all of the other villas. So the idea is to, anything that's going to go wrong, you do it on one, you correct it, and then you cut and paste through the rest of it.
Yeah. Get your snagging out the way early. Yeah, absolutely. This is very exciting. So people will be able to see a show home and they can have a tour. For people who watch the Good Morning Portugal show and admire what you're doing from some distance away, let's say in North America or South Africa or Australia, thinking about a move to Lisbon, are they going to be able to get a virtual tour as well around Herdade Meio?
Yes. So right now, actually, we're doing how do you call it? A three-dimensional view of the whole development, not just the development, but actually all the services that surround the development. So it's called Herdade Meio, and I got a smart ass the other day asked me, in the middle of what, you know? So
yes, the farm in the middle.
Yeah, but I send them back an extended list of everything that was around here. So the idea is we're building this new 3D model at the moment that not only can you walk around the inside of a villa like you would say on a traditional 3D model, but also you can walk around the village itself and the town. You can see everything that's around you from the train station, how far you are from the beach, how far you are from the golf, how far you are from the local schools, what schools are available, what shops, what restaurants, basically what lifestyle things that are around you, even in as far as Corroios, Almada, the shopping centres, Rio Sul. So, like, it really is Herdade Meio. It really is the estate in the centre. And we want to showcase that from a three-dimensional point of view as well. So they will have, and it'll probably be by the end of September that will be ready. And what people can do then is they can come here to the marketing suite. And here now you'll be able to see, let's say when you've bought a house, you'll be able to pick the colour of your kitchen. You'll be able to pick the colour of your bathrooms and so on and so forth. But also you'll see the qualities on show here in the marketing suite. And from there, you can really understand the type of finishes that's happening in this villa. So you really get the sense of this is a really good quality villa. And then also to understand the domotic side of it with Chris, and to understand basically how does the functionality of the smart villa work? What does it mean? So you can see that all here. So we're trying to create the Herdade Meio experience, if you like.
Right, and just picking up on what you've said there, I was reminded yesterday. I got my coach from the Silver Coast because, strangely enough, it's quicker to come by coach than it is by train into the capital. But once at Sete Rios terminus, I was able to jump on a train and come across the bridge on one of my absolute favourite journeys and experiences here in Portugal. To come across the 25 de Abril bridge, to see the Cristo Rei statue, and be on the double-decker train coming to Margem Sul, to where this development is. And that's how handy it is, isn't it, for getting into the capital? I think I was at Corroios, which is next to the Almada. This is going to be a quiz today. I was going to ask people, which shopping mall is this? Like a magnificent cathedral-like dome, and then this lady outside who comes to greet you outside the Almada Forum. But I was able to get close to that from Sete Rios Station, a major a terminal for transportation here in Lisbon. I think it was 4 stops. And that's the proximity you're talking about, isn't it? To get into the capital, to get into the heart of the action here in Lisbon from this side of the river. It's perfectly placed.
Yeah, one of the key things about the development is that you're in the center of Lisbon in a matter of minutes. In 15, 20 minutes, it's possible to be in the city center. And even now, if you drove it, because it's summertime, if you like, and the traffic is heading towards the beach, but if you wanted to drive to the city, it's 20 minutes into the city center. So you're 12 kilometers from Marquês de Pombal here. But the train, of course, is the huge advantage here. When you do have traffic crossing the bridge and so on and so forth, you can decide, I'm going to scoot on up to the train station here, which is literally 5 minutes away. It's right here. And you can hop on the train, and they're very frequent, every 5-6 minutes. And then you're in Campo Lead, I think it's 15 minutes, and then maybe 20-25 minutes into Sete Rios. Whereas you said you have a big hub where you've got the underground, the tubes, you've got everything there, as well as the zoo. But it's
that's right, Lisbon Zoo, that's Sete Rios, Yeah,
it's right there. You get off the train and you walk across into the zoo. But it's not just Lisbon. So you go the other way, you're in Setúbal, you can onto the main line, you're on basically the main line of all of Portugal that you can go to. From here, you can take another change and head to Madrid, if you know what I mean. So
well, you mentioned the beach as well. You snuck the beach into the conversation. So you've got the city life to the north in the capital. You've got the beach over onto the Atlantic coast, which really isn't very far away, and some really beautiful, unspoilt beaches still to this day. You're thoroughly modern Lisbon. Come across the river, and you're in a rustic, countrified beach, and loads of beachfront along the Atlantic coast there. And if people say, but what about the countryside? What about the hills? You've only got to pop down to Sesimbra, haven't you, to the national park, and you've got all that sort of thing as well.
Well, you've got the Azetão, Sierra de Azetão, which is the mountain drive. You're going over into Portinho, etc. as well. And it goes into Setúbal from Azetão itself. You can drive over the beautiful. It's like the Amalfi Coast without the traffic. You have to watch the guys on the bikes down the bicycles about 70 miles an hour coming down the hills. You have to watch those guys, all right. But it's stunning views, and you're from there into Troia. You can go across on the ferry into Troia. You can take a boat. I hired a boat there a couple of weeks ago, and it was absolutely smashing. We went along the Azetão coast, and the dolphins are all over the boat as well, and it's just a fantastic place, Talk about country, Palmela, wine country, all that area. It's all minutes away. Schools, you've got St. Peter's, 15-20 minutes from here, So it's got basically everything around it. And I think when people come over here and see where it is, what the facilities are, and what's around it, and then on top of that, how fantastic the house itself is. You can see it behind you there, as in the finishes and everything as well. I can't think of what more I could have added to it to make it more enticing.
Well, let's make that a quiz for our. Let's put you on the spot here. What should be here that Bobby hasn't mentioned yet? I mean, don't bother with helipad, because I'm sure that's been taken care of. So you can still land a helicopter here at the moment, and we couldn't wish for a better backdrop. It's not like there's somebody with a hammer hitting a piece of wood for added sound effects. This is actually what's going on, isn't it? There are trucks rolling past, and there are builders at work, and there are the sounds of construction on the Herdade de Meio site behind you.
Yeah, and even you can't see, but to my left, let's say now, I've got a lot of trucks here as well, getting ready for whatever they're going to do. I don't know. But there's a lot of big trucks and big stuff over here as well. I have to say, I know I'm trying to look the part, but I've got very little to do with what actually happens on the site, luckily enough. So, but we have a great team of guys who manage all that, what's going on there. So, but on the other side, there's a lot of work happening now as well. So in September, we're going to have an open day as well, where we're trying to invite local dignitaries as well to sort of showcase where we are in September. Kids go back to school, summer holidays are finished, and it's sort of gone out of people's minds a little bit, I suppose, because everyone's enjoying the summer. So in September, what I invite everybody back to sort of see where we are, what we're at, and then by that stage we hopefully we'll have the 3D models involved as well. So again, that Herdade de Meio experience will be here in the marketing suite, the sales office here in the center of the site.
That's great. And the Gumper dignitaries, very welcome as well. Come and see. I mean, even if you've sorted yourself out where you live here in Portugal, because some of you are obviously up in the north and in different parts of Portugal, but you won't be disappointed to pop in and see Bobby here and have a chat and find out what's going on. What is a cutting edge development, basically. Bobby, we'll come back to you in a little while if we may. We've got friends arriving. We've got Carl Hyde, the English gentleman in Lisbon, with some of his colleagues from the agency popping in. And I think Gilda's dropping by as well this morning to see what's going on with all the excitement here at Herdade Meio. So for the time being, thank you very much. And thanks for making us welcome this morning.
Welcome.
Bye for now. All right. We'll see you in a little while. Great. Let's see how the Gumpers are doing. This morning at 8:47. Sorry, I was a bit late posting up the show this morning, what with all the excitement. Bom dia, Gumpers. Feliz terça a todos. Como vão todos? Bom dia, meus amigos. A feliz terça. Busy journey back from the West Country yesterday. We're over in the UK now with Coach Turner. Coach Turner, are you enjoying the Olympics so far? There's a bit of sport going on behind me, but as an athletics coach, how's the Olympics going for you? Yes, back from the West Country, hot. Apparently over in the UK, going to be even hotter today, apparently. And I suspect you have a God Squad tip of the day for us. Yes, before we left Clevedon yesterday, and this is in the West Country of England, I managed a long walk through the countryside. I noticed that the further I went, the more relaxed I became. The rhythm of the walk seemed zen-like. It was basically flat. This sounds like some sort of a sage-like anecdote, doesn't it? Or some sort of metaphorical tale. It was basically flat by a canal, so my pace was consistent, though seemed to be faster as I headed back. Well, I guess that's the promise of coffee and toast or lunch. I know long-distance runners talk about reaching a trance-like state, but maybe walkers do too. Try it out. You might be surprised how it can improve your mental state, particularly in beautiful countryside. Thanks very much, Coach Turner, for that, urging us to try walking and walking so much or so far that we get ourselves in a somewhat zen-like state. Got to be worth a try. Thank you very much, Coach Turner, for that. Bom dia, Portugal, from João Ernesto do Norte, and Jackie's here as well. That's one. Is there a canal? There might well be a canal, but I think you're giving up your canal boat lifestyle, aren't you, Jackie? So you don't need to moor your boat here at Herdade Meio. Bon dia, Gumpers, from you. Have you had your cup of tea yet this morning, Jackie? And Nuno is here. You back from Spain, Nuno Mensch from Wensurance, also joining us this morning. Boom, dear, from Nuno and Antonio F. Bon dia todos. Give the like button some love, guys, says Jackie. And big capital letters for you, Antonio. Our beloved Portuguese pal Antonio, lots of love to you this morning, and thanks to you for all you do for the community. Not so deep thought this morning. Thank you, João Ernesto, for breaking that down for me, because I don't always remember what that is. If there were a Gen Z version of Monopoly, would players just hop around the board paying rent, never being able to buy any properties? Thank you for that. More of that to come, I think, this morning. João von Groningen is here. Bon dia todos. How are you doing this morning, Joan? And who else has joined us? Barack, Lord Travanca, also in this morning. How are you doing? See you tonight, perhaps. We've got the Portugal Club. Even though I'm in the capital right now doing the breakfast show live from Herdade Meio, I will be back on the train that I mentioned earlier on. I'll be able to walk from Herdade Meio to Forres de Moura station, get a train, a Fartagos double-decker, cross the water back to Sete Rios, and I'll be able to jump on my coach and head home to San Martinho de Porto. Nearly forgot where I lived then. Later on today, and back in time, I hope, if all goes well, for the Portugal Club gathering tonight. So do join us for that. Is that the right slide? No, that's not the one. This is the one. That's our weekly Portugal Club members meetup online. If you're part of the Portugal Club, at theportugalclub.com or gmpvip.com, join us for our Tuesday night gathering. Try something, bring something Portuguese. I've got a new Portuguese, I think it's Portuguese. I need to double check, but I've got a chicken spread that I've never seen before that I saw in the supermarket that I shall be trying on a cracker tonight. And I suspect a nice glass of crisp white wine to go with that. Portuguese white, of course, a Branco, Vinho Branco that I'll be trying after my coach journey later on. Talking of which, Rede Espresso, the coach company here in Portugal, 11.50 is what it cost me to come from São Martinho de Porto to Sete Rios station, a journey of some nearly 100 kilometers. Fantastic value, air-conditioned coach, Wi-Fi on board, expertly driven from São Martinho de Porto via Caldas da Rainha into Sete Rios station yesterday. Fantastic value here in Portugal on public transport, and on public transport that you would wish to use as well. Really good. And as I said before, as it turns out, on our coast, on our west coast, where we live on the Silver Coast, the train is slower than the coach, so you're better off catching the coach up to São Martinho de Porto or Caldas da Rainha from the capital. Ian Turner, Coach Turner, is planning a few days in Setúbal in the new year, so may take a trip to Herdade de Meio or Herdade de Maui. I don't know if Bobby's thought of that, twinning this development with one in Hawaii called Herdade de Maui. I shall pass that on. And Coach, you won't be disappointed. I know you have a particular interest in architecture. I think you'll like what you see here. What's happening here with Coach, not with Coach Turner, with Antonio F. Sounds lovely. Off now, a few days off, and then is a much needed blessing. Okay, so yes, Antonio, I'm sorry I didn't meet you when you were over my way, but next time we'll do that. It sounds like you've had a nice break, especially at the beach, where ice cream is readily available in abundance. Got to think of the treats. Well, Jackie, your treat when you come to Portugal on the beach is the Bolo de Belém, which is produced up the road from me at Atelier de Doce, which Gilda will speak fondly of if she joins me on this other microphone here this morning. We have a space next to me to my left for anyone who rocks up this morning to have a look at Herdade de Meio, and we can have a chat. Might be Carl Hyde, might be Sarah Davey, might be Gilda joining us this morning. She loves the Bolo de Belém from Atelier de Doce, and that's what you can enjoy, Jackie. It's a cream-filled donut at Atelier de Doce. You can have them filled in a variety of delicious sweet fillings. They are some of the best, I think, in the country. And the great thing about a Bolo de Belém, which I believe originated in Estoril, where some of the in neutral Portugal in the Second World War, there were personnel from the countries at war in the Second World War who were holed up in the Estoril casino, I believe, and hotel there, trying to find out what was going on, bit of espionage, finding out how things could be bought, I suspect, for their respective war efforts here in Portugal. Salazar keeping the country neutral and basically trading, I think, with the warring parties. And the Germans, I believe, who were in Estoril wanted the German donut, the Bolo de Berlin, of course, which they asked for, had made for them, and it's become a Portuguese favorite on the beach particularly. And my theory about the Bolo de Berlin is that because it's covered in sugar and as it has a little crunch to it, you don't know if you're eating sand or sugar when the Bolo de Berlin man comes past, honking his hooter, alerting you to the fact that you can buy a freshly baked Bolo de Berlin from him while you're sunning yourself on the beach. Make a note of that. Pop that on your list, Jackie, for lovely things to do, treats to have here in Portugal. Another not serious deep thought. Perhaps the reason we tell lies is that we have learned that honesty often results in punishment. Wow. We're going into morality and ethics this morning with the not so deep thoughts this morning. And I think we've I say we. James, I think, has dried up on the mindful moments this morning, but his creative flow might start again. I imagine he's had quite the creative energy drain with the new YouTube channel. The latest of his videos is, of course, published every Friday over an old guy in Europe. Definitely, Coach, pop into Herdade de Meio when you're here in Setúbal on the way through to Ezital, which is an amazing it's a village, really, of Ezital, where you get that soft, creamy cheese. They lop the top off the cheese and you put your spoon inside the runny cheese. And I think it's Aliança who have a major wine facility in Azetal. Is this another one? Yes, another not so deep thoughts. Genius is limited and rare. Stupidity is limitless and commonplace. My goodness, you have been busy, Joao Ernesto. This would make quite a nice little book, I think. One of those point of sale books of little bon mots and sayings from the great Joao Ernesto, the NSDT book. Buy it now. The ideal stocking filler. I'm looking forward to visiting the museums and art galleries, says Jackie, when you get over here to Portugal, and churches when I'm there. I'm looking forward to seeing the stunning countryside Portugal has to offer. Yes, make sure you visit a river beach as well when you come here. Maui looks like a good option. Yeah, Herdade de Maui and Herdade de Meio. Carl, if my boat was flat bottomed, I would be out there on her, boyo. Says Jackie. But I think you put that lifestyle behind you now, Jackie. Greetings from Paul Richards in the Algarve, from a cloudy start here in the Algarve. Sun out later, 29 degrees, only 2 tons of stone chippings to move today. Yes, life when retired. Good luck with that, Paul. Are you going to get on a crack on with that before the sun gets too strong this morning? Thanks for popping in. Douglas also here. Good morning, everyone. Did you know there's a shop here called Douglas? I took a photograph of that yesterday when I was in the Almada Forum, and I will send that over to you, Dougie. I didn't realize that's what you were doing, setting up a chain of stores here in Portugal. True, though they do say that Madeira is the Hawaii of the Atlantic. That's interesting. Yes, and I think that's an apt description. And well, you would know better than me, Coach Turner, but from what I've seen, I think it deserves that title. Bon dia, Douglas and Lord Travanca from Jackie this morning, and Joao Ernesto. Thank you, Ian, for your advice yesterday about engaging one's calves. We're talking about the muscle group rather than livestock here, just in case you missed yesterday's show. And rolling onto the balls of my feet to improve and lengthen my stride. Eye-opening to me. Like I was saying yesterday, you can get used to a certain way of walking, can't you? It's a habitual thing. Let's face it. The whole habit of walking is rinse and repeat, isn't it? But with that said, having mastered the art of walking, we can get stuck in some bad habits. And there, we had Coach Turner yesterday suggesting that we try something a little different, which worked perfectly well, and a bit of an eye-opener for Joao Ernesto yesterday. So that's great. Glad to see that. Who else is taking Coach Turner's advice and insight and having some positive results? Do let us know in the chat. And you can even send videos and pictures if you want to submit to the Academy of Funny Walks as you roll on the balls of your feet and stretch your calves out like you're on a catwalk. Send that video to 913-590-303. That's 913-590-303. And, of course, the country code of Portugal on WhatsApp if you need it, if you're sending us a message from abroad. Bon dia from Pamela. Pamela Smith, good morning to you. How's Alcabasa? You can get a discount on Red Espressos midweek if you join their Reflex Club. Okay. I'm not of pensioner age yet, Pam, but I believe even that fantastic value 11.50 coach ticket is subject to a further discount. I believe if you're over 64? And by the look of it, from what you're telling us here, if you're in the Reflex Club, what's involved to join the Reflex Club? If you travel midweek, I guess off peak, you can get a further discount on that. Incredible value, Sarah Taylor. Please, Sarah, put details of your new fabulous service, which I'm looking forward to enjoying soon, in the chat, if you will. Me and Mrs. M delighted to be coming over to see you soon. Let us know what it is you're doing in the chat and where everybody's appetite here this morning. Coach Turner, glad to be of service. Makes a surprising difference, this attention to the calves. So well done, John, Joao Ernesto. Who doesn't like a cream-filled donut first thing in the morning? Oh, I know I do, Dougie. Steady. Carl, that cake would be lush if it was filled with ice cream and chocolate sauce. She's not even here, and she's already challenging the traditional pastries of Portugal. Be careful, Jackie. Although I might put this forward to Atelier de Dos, filled with ice cream and chocolate sauce and nuts. No fresh cream for me unless I'm using it to make... making toffee. Wow. The thing about the cream inside a bolo de Belém is it's the yellow eggy cream, C-R-E-M-E rather than C-R-E-A-M. It's not fresh cream. I think in hot countries, fresh cream is not the best idea. You need something with a little bit of preservative like sugar in. So it's eggy and custardy, the cream inside a bolo de Berlin. And I need to stop talking about it now because I think there is a plate of, there are some natas out there. The hospitality has been laid on here at Herdade Mayo. And some nice looking chocolate croissants over there. We're expecting Sarah Davy. We're expecting Gilda. We're expecting Carl Hyde here, who's saying see you soon in the chat this morning. Isn't this fantastic? Broadcasting live from Herdade Mayo this morning. Antonio, yes, the wheelbarrow gets tired. 2 tons of stones, a bit heavy to move on your own. Yes, so the wheelbarrow is helping out, but Paul's doing that and keeping fit that way. Douglas Stores, also in España. My influence goes far and wide. You've been very modest about it so far, Doug. Just calling in to say hello, says Pam. My new schedule means I'm already out and about by 9 a.m. most days. Well, it's lovely to hear from you when you are available, Pam. And from Pam Smith to Pam Walsh in Portugal for over a month now. I had my IMA appointment last week. Yay, well, you're very welcome. And the Gumper monitors will give you an official and warm welcome, Pamela Walsh. Good to see you here. Where have you ended up? And where have you been? Why have you not said hello to us before on the Good Morning Portugal show? Great to see you here, Pam. You're most welcome. Bem-vindo. Ian's advice quite literally leads to restoring the bounce to one's steps. We definitely need to see a video of a João de Norte bouncing around in Ponte Lima. Good to hear that. Always nice, isn't it, Coach Turner, when the God Squad tip of the day or the God Squad fitness program has an impact just on one person. It's fantastic. And if you want to embark upon a further foray into strength, stamina, and speed, which is the God Squad program, gentle fitness for bon viveurs, people who like to live life to the fullest and stay fit and well, you can do that at GMP VIP as well. Just sign up for it. The Reflex Club over at Rede Expressos. If anyone's got the link to Rede Expressos, the coach company, that would be awesome if you could pop that into the chat. I know we've got that in our resources at the Portugal Club if you need it. Just sign up for it separate from the pensioner discount, Rede Expressos Reflex. So by the end of it, it sounds like they pay you to travel on the coaches if you take all the discounts that are available. Antonio, I'm saying that Reflex Club has no cost involved, and the trips in the Rede Expressos buses get cheaper and cheaper. That's fantastic. It sounds like Jackie, not a big fan of the eggy cream. You got to try it. Don't knock it till you've tried it, Jackie. I do like a bola de Berlin. Do you like a bola de Berlin, Bobby?
Oh, absolutely.
He does, because from your baking background, I'm guessing you appreciate the soft, doughy goodness of an atelier de dos. I'm going into a Homer Simpson moment here. Right, Benvindo, Pamela Walsh. There you go, the official welcome from Antonio F. You are truly a gumper now, Pamela Walsh. It's like the Hotel California here. Even if you don't come back, you'll never really leave. Without using the calves, my walk would slowly devolve into the old man flat leg stride. Should we make a promise with each other that if ever we see one another walking around with the old geezer flat leg stride, we say, please roll your calves, if you will. Sarah Taylor, talking of refreshing oneself and having a little bit more vitality and spring in the step, I use frequencies to lift the skin and spirits and bring back your spark. The vitality reset is what you and Mrs. M will be enjoying soon. Woohoo! Looking forward to that. If you give me a link. Oh, Sarah Davies in Aruba and on her way over. Is this the correct address? I hope so, Sarah. I don't know the postcode, if that's the right one. Just, okay, I'm going to have to type this. Okay. Bobby says, just say Herdade Mayo. Everyone knows it now. Okay. All right. Sorry, bear with me while I make sure that Sarah is ending up in the right place and not ending up in Maui. Herdade Maui, rather than Herdade Mayo. Okay, that's off to Sarah Davy, who'll be joining us soon. Leg day is the most important. Not sure why I've got that message from somebody this morning. Thanks, Coach. Talking of the Palacio in Estoril, where I think the Bolo de Berlin was first requested and then became a national institution here in Portugal. A picture there from, did you walk into the casino and feel like James Bond? Because, of course, that's where Ian Fleming was posted, I think, during the Second World War as well, and had his inspiration for James Bond in that hotel. Here it is. Thanks, Coach Turner, for this. Let me pop that onto the screen now. Sarah, send me the link to your website, and we'll make sure all the Gumpers here have that and have access to it, which they can add, presumably. If they're planning a trip to the Silver Coast, they can have one of your vitality resets while they're here. Let me just take your comment off the screen for a moment, and people can see the Palacio Estoril right there, which is a hotel and casino that I mentioned before, home of the Bolo de Berlin. Thanks, Chris, for your correspondence behind the scenes on my new vlogging kit, or proposed vlogging kit. We're doing I think it's amazing the technology that we've got available to us this morning. Without the vlogging stick new camera, although that would be nice, wouldn't it, for going on location and doing some live streams from the hills or from the coast or whatever. But this is amazing. So big thanks and shout out to T-Duck for taking care of business when it comes to making sure we've got the best outside broadcast equipment that you see on the screen in front of you right now. How are you doing, Chris? Gilda is here now. I don't know if she's going to jump straight into the hot seat, or if she's going to get... Is it me or the pastries, Gilda? Pastries every time. Do you want to get a coffee and a pastry, or are you going to come and say hi? Come and say a quick hello to everybody, because I'm sure they'll be delighted to see you on the screen. You're going to get some big capital letter Gildas coming up on the screen. How are you this morning?
Hello, good morning.
Everything well? Tudo bem? ¿Cómo estás?
Yes.
Good. Nice to see you here. You're not commenting on my lack of beard.
Yes, I found out that there was something strange with
I thought
but
that would be the first thing.
I was not figuring out.
Right.
I think it looks good on you.
Do you think so?
I'm not bullying you this time.
She's not bullying me
Yeah.
yet. Yeah.
Actually, I think you look younger.
Thank you very much, Gilda. Look at this. Isn't the service fantastic here?
Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby. Right, Gilda from EI is here. What do you think then, coming onto site this morning?
I love coming to sites.
Oh, okay. To
Yes.
building sites generally.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But did you like Lego as a child? Is that why?
Did you like what?
Lego or Legos?
No. In fact, I don't like that. But
Okay.
when I used to work in Angola, I used to visit sites all the time.
Oh, really?
And I find that interesting, quite interesting.
Okay. So what were your immediate impressions coming onto Herdade de Meio? Had you heard about this before?
Yes, from you.
I know from me. But you live,
No,
I mean, you're
yes,
a Seychelles resident, aren't you?
I live 3 kilometers and a half from here.
No.
Really.
Okay. So
It took me more time because of the traffic,
right.
but actually it's only 3 kilometers and a half from here.
Incredible.
And
Right.
when I told my husband I was coming here, of course, he's in the construction industry, so he knew about
Oh,
it.
you should have brought him with you. Yeah. Okay. So he's driven past. I thought, what's going on there?
Yes.
50 homes coming. I mean, it's quite the impact, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Here in this place, it is. I'm amazed.
And
I want to learn more about the
well,
project.
you will. I think we'll have a tour with Bobby after the show. But could you, I mean, as a resident then of Seychelles, tell us about what it's like to be south of the river. Because when most people are thinking of Lisbon, they are thinking of the other side of the water. But this side is something's happening here, isn't it now?
Yes, and even before, it always happened. The thing is, most of the people have these, how should I say, preconceits.
It's a prejudice, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes. It's
It
a little
is.
bit of snobbery about
It is,
Margem
it is.
Sul, isn't
About
it?
Margem Sul. And
Yes.
I always said, you don't know what you're missing.
Yes, I thought that as soon
You
as
don't
I started
know what
living
you're missing
here. Yeah.
because this is amazing. You get the best of both worlds.
You do.
Because you do have the quiet side here. You can have like a little bit of countryside, more green, much green, healthy environment,
Yeah.
because this is little and people get to know you. You
Yeah.
have more neighborhoods that know you. It's like a big city. And then when there is no traffic, you can be in Lisbon in 20 minutes.
It's incredible.
So yes, I
when
love,
there's no traffic.
yeah.
You're better off on the train, though, aren't you?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
on the train. It's only 12
Do you
minutes.
drive into town?
I do every day.
Do you?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you know about the traffic then.
I do every day, but I have this trick, okay? I never book
Don't tell everybody,
appointments.
because you,
No.
right, if you
I
want to,
don't-
you can.
I don't book appointments before 11 a.m.
Right.
and I
That's
only
wise.
start to do my way to work when I see that the traffic is no longer problematic.
Oh, what? So you're just keeping an eye on it with
Yeah.
what's it called? The
The Google.
Waze, isn't it?
Yes,
Waze is
yes,
very good, isn't it?
that's
for
what
keeping
I
an eye on
do.
traffic. Because if something does happen on the bridge or before the bridge, that's it, isn't it?
Yes, and I always carry my laptop with me.
Yeah.
Because I start working in the morning here, and then when the traffic is lower, I go to
Can't
Lisbon.
believe you drive. Do you not like the train?
I took the train many times before.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I took the train many times before.
That is so special to me, Gilda. And yesterday it was exactly the same thing. I am coming across and I'm getting my camera ready, and I took some more footage yesterday of coming across, and I was looking out to sea, towards Cascais out as the estuary opens up, and all of the Lisboetas on the train, they're just looking at their phones
and books
and their books and the newspapers. And I just want to scream and say, look at this. You guys are so lucky to have this. It's so beautiful. But they see it every day, don't they?
Yeah,
so it's no biggie. It's no biggie for
do.
them. But I do recommend that. If you are visiting Lisbon, overcome this snobbery and the fact that it's not often in the tourist guides, is that they keep you north of the river, don't they?
Well, actually, there are now.
That's it behind me. That's what I'm talking about.
Actually, now I feel that we have many tourists that come by boat to Cacilhas.
Yes,
and then from
idea.
Cacilhas they take a bus to Cristo Rei.
Yeah, that's a really great idea. Yeah.
Cacilhas.
It is. It's wonderful there, isn't it? And you can come across from Cais de Sodré on the ferry, which again is its own excellent.
And also you can find the
experience.
Carl's favorite restaurant.
I've forgotten the name of it. Farol, the seafood.
It's your favorite restaurant, and I know the name.
Yeah, but the wonderful thing about that is if you're catching the ferry from Cais de Sodré, you come into Cacilhas, and the fruit sellers are there just as you're getting off the boat, selling the fruit and the vegetables. It's like a little market scenario, and then immediately to your right, you can go to the Farol seafood restaurant and Cervejaria as well.
Cervejaria,
yeah, it's beer and seafood. What else could a man
it's very
want?
good.
So bon dia, Gilda from Jackie. Antonio F also wishing you a bon dia this morning. Sarah Taylor too.
This was
amazing.
This was quite, like I popped up here.
It's a bit of a dream, actually. It's kind of odd, isn't it, that here we are and that we have this incredible technology to allow us to do it. So please, grab your coffee, grab a pastry, and
not a pastry.
Okay,
I can keep you company. I have my.
You want to do Q&A, don't you? If anyone's got any questions for Gilda.
No, I just want to. Actually, I have something to say. We had this meetup in Tomar.
Oh yes, how was that?
Yeah, it was amazing, amazing. And I finally got to meet many of our clients in person.
Yes.
And it was overwhelmed. It was, I love everywhere. I felt love everywhere.
Fantastic.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Brilliant. Did anyone bring you any gin?
No, but everybody bought me a drink.
You know what you need to do when
but
you meet
everyone bought me a drink, either gin, wine, or beer.
Very good.
So I ended up pretty dizzy.
And it sounds like there might be more meetups. Keep an eye on the Expats Portugal website for those. So that was Tomar last weekend.
That was Tomar last weekend.
And what did people enjoy about Tomar? Because, that is another one of my favorite experiences, not just coming across the river here on the Fartagos. Stand up. And I think this is a possible musical here is what James is suggesting as I start breaking into song, coming into Lisboa. But also a medieval, is it medieval? But the Tomar and the Templar experience. Did you manage to spend some time in the convent or enjoy the history?
No.
You're in the bar mainly.
I'm going to explain what we did. I'm going to explain.
Okay.
It's not only me, what everyone did. So we had the meetup, we drinked, we had some cheese with crackers and little appetizers.
Yeah.
And then
rub it in, why don't you? I couldn't be there.
And then we went to have dinner. We
had to have dinner. You were forced to have dinner.
Yeah, we were forced to have dinner in this amazing Indian restaurant, and we kept drinking.
In the town, was this?
Yes,
you was all in the town, right?
And then we have a little bit of
Sarah
dancing.
Davies in and Carl Hine. It's like, what is it like? It's like The A-list.
The talent has arrived.
And Bobby's going to be on the camera as well. Morning to you. Bon dia, Sarah. You actually, if you stand near Bobby over here, you can wave through that because you're not going to get behind us here, I don't think.
Carl, you are getting very excited.
I am
about
so
this
excited.
program.
It's like being on a train coming across.
Yes, I think
This
you
is
should
Good
do
Morning Portugal,
this
the
more
musical.
often.
I don't know.
No, this is getting very exciting.
It is exciting. Bobby, and look, Sarah and Carl Hyde are here now. Morning. How are you?
Morning. Good. Very good.
And sorry, we'll come back to you, Gilda.
No, it's
we were
fine.
about to have a curry in Tamar, but we've got to come back here to Herdade Meio and say hi to Sarah and to Carl here. Sarah, what were your immediate thoughts as your Uber brought you onto the site here?
Well, first of all, very quick to get here because I live across the bridge, and it didn't take long at all, actually. And
That's good. So you're not far from the hotel that we were talking about, the Estoril Casino, right? You're not a million miles away from there, are you?
yeah, not far from there. Yeah.
And it was easy to get across this morning.
Very easy to get the Uber, and it was very quick, actually. You think it's
Superb.
further than what it is, but it's not.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. So nice and easy to get here. And then coming into the site, seeing all these houses coming out of the ground, what are your first impressions?
Oh, amazing. Because I came in October, and there was just nothing here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's moved so quickly. I mean, Carl was saying you drove by 4 months ago, and there wasn't a lot here.
Yeah, around 4 months ago, I came past them, and I think it was just holes in the ground, and I thought, how's it going on? And I can't actually quite believe the progress in that time. So it's amazing. It looks good. 1 year ago, it was just a scrub piece of land, and
Wasn't it? Yeah.
amazing. It really is.
Great. Well, grab yourselves pastries and coffee, and we'll have a little wander about. I think there are probably hard hats for everybody and high-vis
Can I just say
jackets.
one thing? Because I was listening to the show on the way in, and Gilda was talking, and you were talking a little bit about a bit of snobbery, maybe about Margin Sul. Well, let me tell you this: on Sunday, it was my daughter's 8th birthday, so we went to Lisbon Zoo. Now, let me tell you, the traffic coming to Margin Sul, those people were queuing for at least 2 hours to get over to this side of the bridge because we've got all the best beaches and everything else, and that's usual, that's normal. So Margin Sul, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, for some of us, it was just obvious straight away, wasn't it? The glory of this side of the water. But I think, traditionally, Lisbon's not the only city to have that. I think it happens all over the world where there's this north and south of the river thing going on. Yeah. But anyone who comes here afresh and doesn't know about that is thinking, well, Caparica, Fontainebleau, go further south, Sesimbra and Arabida National Park. It's all fantastic. And you're saying those snobs who say, oh no, are all queuing to get over here on a Sunday afternoon.
That's true.
There was literally miles and miles of traffic. The bridge was jam-packed. So I was going to Lisbon, obviously. It was clear. I'm going to the zoo. Yes. No traffic. Took me 25 minutes to get there from my house. That's how quick you can be in the centre of Lisbon from Margin Sul. So what you were saying before, I just wanted to reinforce it. It's
amazing. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for that. This is what's happening this morning. Oh dear, it's a Herdade Meio meetup. It is. It's fantastic. Bon dia, Carly Hyde from James. You're being called Carly there in a very familiar sort of way. James, pleased to see you as well, Sarah. And Joan, who was in Tamar, said it was great. It was so nice to meet so many people. Grab a coffee and a pastry, you two. I'll come and see you after the show. Thanks for being here this morning. Okay, I don't have my applause button, but yay! There you go. Fantastic. Right, curry, Tamar. You met Joan there as well.
Yeah. So I was telling, then we had dinner, and then we went to the center of the city where there was a little concert, and we were dancing a little bit. Yes. And then we ended up in the bar of the hotel.
Oh, of the Templario Hotel?
Yes.
Isn't it great there?
Yes.
That's a lovely hotel.
And the bar is really great.
Yes.
And the night ended up really late.
Fantastic.
Yes, we had a great time. We were tired and
just as it should be.
Yes.
All right. Well,
it was an amazing day. And when we woke up the other day, we just stayed by the pool and relaxed. So no time to see.
Isn't that a perfect Portuguese weekend?
It is.
Were you staying at the Templarios?
Yes.
Oh, I really like that
did
hotel.
with Sarah and Astrid.
Fantastic, and it's
also other two couples.
Very good value as well. You can. I think we had a family stay there once. Great swimming pool, lovely concourse, architecture, and right in the middle of town. So shout out to the Templarios Hotel. Anything else about Tamar before we talk about the next venue for the meetup? Well, I think you were saying you didn't really get to see much of the town.
No. I think we have
bars,
to book. We have to book another one.
Okay, so where do you fancy? Where do you think the next meetup should be?
No, I say even in Tamar, it needs to be another one to have a city tour because we didn't get to
on the tuk-tuk. We've Bobby and I were there. We were filming in Tamar last year, and I forget his name now, but the chap who owns the tuk-tuk company is great. I recommend him. So I'll put you in touch with him. Yeah, and you can jump in the tuk-tuk in the square, where what's he called? Senor Paish, the chief Templar, who's honored in the statue. And there's a very special secret about the statue, obviously, which I can't give away right now. But if you go there, you can see it.
Jerry.
Did he point it out?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Were you disappointed or amused or disgusted?
Surprised.
Okay. By the great Tamar secret. Gualdim Paish is the man in the statue there. And it's there in that delightful checkerboard square, that you can catch a tuk-tuk, which will take you up to the convent. So the next one will be in Tamar, the Tamar reunion. People who couldn't be there this time.
No, maybe not the next one. We will think about another place. Actually, you can give us some suggestions.
Please, where do you want the next Expats Portugal meetup to be? It might not then be a tuk in Tamar, as James is pointing out here, which sounds like another musical to me. Need to have a meetup in Central Portugal. Well, Tamar is Central Portugal, isn't it? Coimbra, though, I think.
Actually, Barak, I thought you were coming because it's not that far away.
Yeah. Okay.
And I need to say, you lazy people that didn't come to this meetup, we had people from the Algarve and from Ponte de Lima. So from all over the
She's
country.
She's not taking any excuses.
No, I'm not taking any excuses.
Okay, so I'm going to encourage you to feel bad and told off. Because at least it's not me.
Yeah, but I was hoping to see Barak and Michelle there.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I think probably angling for a Coimbra meetup, but Tamar not a million miles away, especially Barak, as people came, as Gilda said. Isn't that right, Gilda, from the Algarve and Ponte de Lima?
Yeah.
Squire of the Shire is also in this morning. How are you? Bon dia todos. Okay, and we wouldn't mind your votes or suggestions for other cities to visit, to have the meetups in. I'm sure Astrid and Jerry will be delighted to receive those. And we'll see you on Thursday, another Dream Team session. That's going well, isn't it? That's rock and roll on a Thursday night, don't you think?
Yeah.
I think it's great fun. What's happened there?
Well, I feel that sometimes I'm not. Sometimes people might not take me seriously because I say so much stupid things.
Well, I think you're talking about the gluten-free gate, the gluten gate. Yeah. Is that blown over, do you think, now? Should we move on? Or
let's move on. But in my favor, now I'm going to put Sarah on the spot. She's outside. She's not listening.
She can't hear you. So
in my favor, she doesn't...
Sarah!
She doesn't eat gluten.
No, right.
But she says that a pastel de nata...
doesn't count?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, however, this is the trouble we nearly got into on Thursday night. And
also, she told me that when she doesn't want to have gluten from a pastel de nata, she only eats the cream with a spoon, which is also allowed. I like that also.
Yeah, it sounds like the sort of thing a toddler would do, doesn't it? Just eat the cream, leave the rest of it. But anyway, naming and shaming here while we're on the subject. Who from Ponte de Lima was at the Tamar meetup? Are you allowed with data protection to say who was there?
Well, actually, I'm not sure if I am allowed, but I'm so bad with names that even if I wanted to tell,
she couldn't tell you. She knows their face in her mind's eye, but can't remember their name. Joan Nesto.
Sorry,
it obviously wasn't John.
I'm so bad with names.
Right. Hello, another Gilda Bon dia from T-Duck this morning. T-Duck, I was thanking you earlier on for making sure we have the best outside broadcast kit and setup here. So thanks again, mate. We're broadcasting live. You've been here, haven't you, T-Duck? And you helped us set up before when we broadcast from here. I think it's looking good, and hopefully it's sounding good. I suspect if it's not sounding good, you'd have told me by now, T-Duck. I'm late today. Had to go to the SNS office. Well, we're all very sorry to hear that, aren't we?
I hope it's only paperwork.
No one should have to do that first thing in the morning. Okay, and the Bon Allegria from you, T-Duck. Yeah, I hope it wasn't serious and just administrative, as Gilda is saying there. They won't show up from desire. Yes, if they don't want to come out of a natural wanting or desire, let's shame them into being at the meetup. No problem with that. I know exactly where you're sitting, Sis T-Duck. Yeah, you set it up here, didn't you? And the SNS had my phone number wrong. All fixed now. I just think about all those missed calls that someone else was receiving. Bon dia, everyone, from Michael Barton in Miranda de Cordova this morning. Well, it's nearly time for our walk around the site, Gilda. Did you have anything to say about the world of migration while you're here popping in on this very special Good Morning Portugal show live from Herdade de Meio? Thank you for being here.
No, it's
a conversation.
It keeps me giving an headache, so I try to focus my attentions in other matters.
Like pastel de natas.
Like pastel de nata, meetups in Tomar, coming to the site.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah,
good for you. It sounded like it was really good fun last weekend. Morning, my darling. That's from my wife, Louisa, under the moniker of the Barefoot Broadcast. How are you doing this morning? How's everyone at home? Bon dia, Michael Barton from Jackie as well. So we're into the last few minutes of being here at Herdade de Meio. You recommend this side of the water, obviously. Has this always been your home?
Yes.
In Sejal?
Always.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Almada. Before Almada.
Almada all the way, baby.
Yes, Almada, and then I moved to Seixal. And after coming from Angola with 12 years old, I grew up here.
Do you know, I would love to talk to you about that at some point. Because that is having delved in a little bit into your background and past. It's an amazing story to tell, isn't it? So maybe we could do a special podcast one day on that. Okay, sorry to interrupt.
And then I came to. I'm so glad that I ended up in Almada,
right?
Because people were very. I believe that in Lisbon everyone is so busy.
Yes.
And in Almada, it's a much quieter place. And in the 90s, it was even quieter. There weren't many people living there. So I felt that I was really welcomed. Like an expat coming to Portugal.
Yes, yeah.
And these teenagers received me very well.
Did they?
Yes, and their parents. And I was so afraid.
Yeah.
Because I've never been to Europe.
It'd be lovely to talk to you about your experience as a well, not even a teenager, as a child coming over basically to Portugal.
Yes, almost a teenager.
Yeah, amazing. What a shock! Really must have been as well, culture shock.
It was. I can just to give you something very curious. It was the first time I had to use trousers in my life.
What?
Yes, okay. I didn't put on trousers until I was 12.
As in long trousers?
Yes.
You've just been wearing shorts all your life?
Yeah, because I always lived in the summer.
All the time. Well, I shall add that to our ever-growing story of trousers, because we do have other trouser anecdotes in this community as well. So that one will be joining them. 79 degrees in the Estelas. Bon dia, everyone. Have a great day, says Owen and T-Duck. It's been 4 years since we first met Gilda on a video call. And here she is now on the Good Morning Portugal show. We've now been living in Lisbon for more than 3 years. Everything worked out really well. Thank you again, Gilda. Isn't that nice?
Yes, it is. And this was the kind of things I was hearing all the weekend. And I'm going to tell you something really honest. Don't want to cry here because it's
it's fine. You know me, I don't mind.
But actually, I was feeling really, really down because of everything that is going on with Aima.
Yes.
And I was feeling very down and negative. And I went to this meeting like, okay, it's something that I told I was going, but I'm not feeling psychological well. And it did me so good because I got so much positivity from the people.
Right.
Such a good feedback.
Yes.
And it brought me up. It cheered me up.
Okay, great.
I got like positive
You've got to
injection.
keep doing that then. So the meetups, you're on the Good Morning Portugal show again. It's really important, isn't it? You balance things up in that way. Okay, well, yeah. In fact, yes.
So I want to thank everyone that was
I did.
there.
I think I did get a bit teary when we were speaking about this when you're on the show, right?
Yes.
Yes, I did. Not ashamed to say it. And also love to Carla as well from T-Duck. She did most of the work for us. Sadly, okay, it's 10 o'clock, so we're going to go and have a little wander around the site here, Herdade Meio. You can come and visit the marketing suite, I think, every day here if you want to have a little look around for yourself. It's been great having a chat with Gilda. It's been great to see Sarah and Carl here. There are folks from the agency as well, I think, having a wander about with us, and Bobby. And Andy Klein's on his way. We might shoot a bit more footage and do a little bit of the Englishman and Irishman shtick here on the Herdade Meio site. Tomorrow, it'll be another slightly off-piste program. Sadly, I won't be here, says James. Joyfully, I will be on my way to the Parque Natural de Sintra Cascais for my first beautiful walk there with a minha amiga Katia Lima. Beyond Lisbon blogger Katia Lima. I've been wanting to do this since before I arrived here in Portugal. So how lovely. Enjoy that. And I think it's a real blessing to you that you're not here tomorrow, because we're talking about politics tomorrow, and we'll have a final word from Gilda on this matter.
Did you invite Daniel? You should.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Well, we shall see, because tomorrow we're going to ask the question: should expat politics matter? And by that I mean, how obsessed can expats, foreigners be about the politics back home? What, have you got a view on that, or should we not?
Yes, I do have.
Okay, go on. And
I don't know if you wanted to.
I'm ready with the stop
show.
button. Yes, this will be a good way to finish.
Yes. So I have a message. If you are living in Portugal, you should try to disconnect a little bit.
I've got to say, that's music to my ears, and I've
Why?
written exactly that in the Portugal Resident this week. Let it go, right?
Yes. Why? Because you come to Portugal to have a happier, lighter life.
And then you stick your head in Twitter, X or Facebook, and get thoroughly upset about what's going on.
Exactly. So turn it off.
Stop it.
Turn it off and get the best of Portugal.
Great advice. Great advice. Okay, thank you, Gilda, for that. Concordo, Gilda. I think Bobby's here again. He wants to show us a big bit of machinery. Whoa, look at that, Bobby. What's happening?
Concrete pump. So the concrete's on its way.
It's a Tuesday. It's concrete day.
Yeah, concrete day today.
Fantastic. Bobby, thank you so much for welcoming us here today. We'll have a little wander around in a minute. I'll have to watch out for the big concrete pump that's on site. Thanks very much. Politics tomorrow. Oh, darn, I'll have to miss it. I need to dust my shoes tomorrow. It's just going to be me then. See you then. Take care, everybody. Really appreciate your company this morning, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll keep it lighthearted tomorrow. Let's go and watch some concrete being pumped. Take care. Bye for now. Have a great one.
Bye.
Bom dia, Portugal! In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show at GMP.
Good morning, Portugal, and I'd like to welcome you to another fantastic day.
Hey, Gumpers.